The sleep regression's killing me. I've also made myself a little to-do list. Yeah, this one was for Easter. I went to the library. Yes! This is what they look like at the minute. They've not been peeled. The sleep regression's killing me. Hello, I've had 2 hours sleep. We went to music group this morning. What I need to do today is set up a bunch of artwork files because I'm gonna send off for some prints and get those made for my shop because of the issues I've been having with my own printer, and I've just noticed it's drinking so much ink. So for the really ink heavy prints and things, I think I'm just gonna keep my printer for my Patreon stuff, and then everything else I think I'm going to outsource. I think that's probably the way forwards that I'm going to go, because Patreon, I can make small batches of things that are like exclusive to my patrons. It just makes more sense to me that I use my printer for that, and then everything else I can outsource. I think before I do anything though, I need to remove last week's nail varnish remnants because I feel like such a scrote. So right now I'm working on this cow because I wanted to. I did this horse one for the Grand National, and I don't know if you've seen all of the coverage that the Grand National got with Animal Rising, but yeah, it's been a wild week, and I wanted to create something and to kind of get my thoughts out, and the way that I usually do that is to draw it out. I'm not so great with words, but yeah, this one was for Easter. So yeah, I thought I'd go back and do a cow. Hello, I'm back. Did a bit more. As I was saying, I'm hoping to get a set of these done. So maybe a little piggy next with, what have I done? I've done a yellow, a green, a blue, maybe a pinky one or an orangey one next for a pig. I'm not sure. Peachy. I'll have a think. But yeah, I'd like to get them done as like a set, and then also make them available individually if people would like them individually, and then a set at a discount. Oh my goodness me, I don't have any coffee, so I'm having a hot chocolate. I am just replying to some emails and then I'm going to get on with the day. Lovely and sunny today. I'm running really low. This isn't the last one, but I'm running really low on these, and I've been using up my misprinted ones. Yeah, I've only got 3 sheets left, so I could really do with being brave and turning the Cricut machine on and seeing if I can just make some myself, because manufacturing costs have soared. And because I get through quite a few of these, because they're quite a universal size, I use them for my packaging and I use them to put on each of my washi tape rolls like this. So I'll see if I can take that design into Cricut Design Space and see if I can get some made myself. I've also made myself a little to-do list of things that I need to sort out. It's very admin-y, but to be honest, they're jobs that have been on my list for ages that I've needed to do but just haven't really had the opportunity. So I'm going to work my way through this, but first of all I'm going to see if I can do these stickers so that I can then use the stickers to package my orders. Thought I'd make tea. So I've just had to convert because my artwork file for the stickers is set up in millimeters. So I wanted to redo that in, because it's, and Cricut is in inches. I don't know actually. I've never actually tried. I don't know if you can change the metrics. Is it called? Change the metrics on Cricut. Okay, so apparently you can change it. Open up the settings and then you can change it somewhere. That's cool. We will try and do that. I mean, not that it matters any of the time, to be perfectly honest with you. It's just that I'm making stickers right now and I just thought I would see. yeah, so I'm just going to try and squeeze as many as I can onto this A4 sheet and then see where we're at. I think I can fit another line on there, to be honest. Let's go back to the canvas. Duplicate again. Yeah, we'll see what happens. The nerve-wracking thing about this damn machine is you never know from one day to the next whether it's actually going to work properly or not. I'm actually really happy with the quality of this print. I thought because I'm just using, you know, when you outsource things sometimes they can be a bit more crisp than what you can get when it's super tiny, but very happy with these. And that's the annoying thing about Cricut machines and silhouettes and all that kind of stuff is you're happy with the print and then you put it in the machine and it eats it. That's what devastates me the most. I'm like, you've just eaten a perfectly good print. But let's see what happens. If this works, I'll print out a few sheets just to keep myself stocked up, and I've put it on the, I don't want it to cut all the way through, which is another issue that people, myself included, seem to have with these machines, is not really knowing what setting to put it on. If it does go all the way through, it's not the end of the world. It just makes it, you know, it's not very time efficient when you're trying to peel individual stickers and their backings off when you're trying to pack orders quickly. When they're on a sheet of paper, it's just, you know, a lot quicker. Your hands can move quicker. I could really do with getting some new cutting mats because mine have long since lost their stick, but it's actually ripped. This plastic mat has ripped. I can safely say that I've run it into the ground, however. Okay, let's pop that there. And see how we get on. Fingers crossed. That's actually not too shabby. I did add a bleed on it and a couple of them are ever so slightly off, but because it's a super light background you can't really tell either. So they're not central, so that I can see even despite the bleed, which has saved it, they're still very off center. But I will see if they're the right size and how they look on a washi. I'll show you. Also, that setting seemed to work really well, so I used the lower side, yeah, so it's actually made like peelable stickers straight from the sheet, and I'm not mad at this at all. I think this will definitely help save the business some pennies by not having to outsource quite so much. So this is what I mean. Is it called Kiss Cut? It's been a very long time since I actually looked at the technical names for all different kinds of stickers. So yeah, die cut is when it's cut all the way around the outside, isn't it? And then these, I think these are called Kiss Cut stickers. Please correct me though if I'm wrong. I'm going to make some more so that I can stock up, save myself from pulling my hair out next time. I think that's the thing as well with these machines is you just got to do it when it's plain ball. Just get it all pumped out as much as you can. I'm doing all of this now to try and utilise my time just whilst my iPad's on charge, because I started drawing a pig but had stopped drawing the pig because I looked at my battery and it had 2%. Right, let's print off another sheet and then I'll take my illustration now that the iPad's got some charge and I'll make a Happy Mail sticker. Can't tell you how good this feels. I've got them all updated, feeling fresh. Ugh. So I've managed to get some sort of sinus infection, perhaps. You don't want to know what's been coming out. Feeling pretty damn rotten. And I got caught in the rain earlier, so I feel very much like a drowned rodent. So it's currently Sunday, and Sunday has become my uploading day for YouTube. But because I've been feeling so rotten, I'm going to show you my avocado plant in a minute because it's doing really well in here. There is a leaf that I think perhaps needs to come off, but the rest of them are looking magnificent. I mean, it's probably going to be another century before I actually get some fruit from it, but but I'm really chuffed to have gotten this far. This is my avocado plant. These are the leaves that I think maybe they need to come off, but they should come off on their own at some point. That's what previous ones have done, but these newer ones are looking really fresh and healthy, so I'm happy with that. So because I'm not very well, I didn't want to pressure myself to get the video out. I think I'd rather just try and rest for a bit, and just, it's the weekend as well, so I can't go to the doctors or anything. I think I'll be fine. As long as it doesn't get any worse, I think I'll be fine. It's just a lot of pressure and so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take part in Mermaid this year, which is this is brand new for me. I do not draw. I mean, mermaids aren't humans, but they're half human, so that's like half the problem. But I don't draw people, therefore I have an aversion, a fear, a total avoidance for drawing people. But since this year is all about development and trying to work on my portfolio and work towards some kind of children's books project, I thought that it was incredibly daft to not have experience and a representation of drawing people related things. As an example, within my portfolio, I've never been like happy and set on how I draw people. It's like forever evolving. Like my animals, I feel like they're pretty, you know, there's a style there and there's a way that I do it and it's there, and it's been something that's I've worked on primarily. I really need to sort this out. I need to do people. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 8 different mermaids, and I just thought it was a really great chance it's an opportunity to force myself to do this. Otherwise I won't do it, I will avoid it, and then I'll wonder why my confidence never grows with drawing people. I guess the beauty of this project is it's half animal and half human, so best of both worlds there. So let's go and get my sketchbook and just have some cozy times and drink fluids and just rest. Obligatory cheese update. It's a new day, feeling a bit brighter today. I have been continuing with my drawings of people, and what I'm finding is I'm struggling to make the style consistent with my animals, which is why I think I've avoided it, because I really like this sort of Monster High doll look, and that's what I've always loved when I'm drawing. So when I'm drawing people, I love the fuller lip, I love massive eyes, head's bigger than the body. I think what I need to do is really strip it back. And I've just been watching actually Emma Carpenter, and if you don't watch Emma, get over to her channel. I'll link her down below because she's so cozy, but she's also on picture book illustration journey. I'm learning so much from Emma, and what Emma has done in her recent video is she's gone to the library, which why have I never thought of doing that? So I think I might try going to the library and picking up some books, because what I've realised is I don't really have, as much as I enjoy collecting children's books, I don't have very many that have people in. It's all animals. But as I said earlier, I think it would be really silly of me to not include people within my portfolio, because it would just be wiping out an entire sector of work opportunities. So the only ones I've got are these. These are about a little fairy called Twinkle, and they are, I think you may have heard of Angelina Ballerina. I think Angelina Ballerina is a bit more known about. Was Angelina Ballerina a mouse? Yeah, Angelina Ballerina is a mouse, and I think I've got so much to learn. I'm documenting it, which is kind of fun. But yeah, I got these years ago. Even though she's human and there's little animals involved, you can tell that the same illustrator's done it. You can tell it's her work, it's consistent, there's definitely a style there, and that is what I'm struggling with. So I think I need to take a leaf out of Emma's book and head to the library and see if I can get some other illustrators' examples of books and how they draw people. Of course I could just Google it and just see, but like a lot of us out there, I like to be able to hold the material in my hands. But like any piece of advice you've probably heard over the years with your own style journey and being an artist and illustrator, or you know, whatever, it really helps to study other people's work and like take little elements of what you like, and then from that birth your own style. Yeah, the thing is, I'm happy with how I draw animals. It's the features, it's the facial features that I'm struggling with, and I'm trying to make little notes in my sketchbook as well of what I'm liking about each time I draw a head and a face. Like, I'm only drawing the face on at the minute. I think doing different angles is going to be the next problem. We'll tackle that a bit later, but I need to figure out what I like about what I'm doing so far, and I need to make myself super aware of what I want to change and what I need to keep going with. But I have now filled 2 spreads with faces. Oh my god. I think the biggest problem I have is time. So when I really get into the rhythm of something, and when I'm like, right, okay, today we'll nail this, we'll try and do this, my son wakes up. So no more waffle. I'm going to see if I can fill a couple more pages in the sketchbook and see if we can get somewhere. I think I've cracked it. In fact, I definitely haven't. But what I'm finding is I think it's the mouth. I think I'm being too detailed with the mouth, and as much as I like the fuller lips, I don't think it makes any sense. I think that's probably what's throwing it off, is because my animals don't tend to have mouths. Who'd have thought that this would be such a mind boggle? At least the sketchbook is filling up. We're nearly halfway. I've never filled a sketchbook before, so I'm kind of excited to actually fill a sketchbook for the first time in my entire life. Well, no, since probably leaving the absolute poo show that was university. Right, we're going to keep going because I've just drawn this little face, but I want to do it again because this is wild to me. I've also bruised my finger, so if you can see that, I promise it's not dirt, it's a bruised fingernail. This is wild though, look. So this, oh dear dragon, this is when I started out, and obviously you can see it's quite, like, all of the features are quite heavy and harsh, and I explored drawing mouths and eyes, and I just felt like this one here was probably the closest I was getting to my own sort of animal illustrative style. This I just drew because I liked the eye. This is not where my work is heading. As much as I love it, it's not mine. I used to really like drawing manga, but if you look back at like my animals, I think the mouths are, like, along with the eyes, I think the eyes are really important because, you know, eyes are where emotions come in and things. But typically, like when I'm drawing the mouth on this monkey, for example, it's just a little line. The eyes as well. Yeah, just more like very, very simple. I love this sketch still. So let's go back to the faces, and you can see the development even in 3 pages, which I think when you're doing it, you don't see it or feel it, but then when you're actually, so like, I did this, which honestly terrified me a little bit, and then I tried to make it softer down here, but the lips are still not right. I think the lips here made smaller, softer eyes, but yeah, still not happy with it. Drew this one, again, terrifying. Do not like it. Gonna keep it though, because it's part of development. And then we go here, and I think we're getting somewhere. So this one, I was like, no, the ears are not right. So I came down here, changed the eyes ever so slightly again, added eyebrows for expression, and changed the mouth and the ears. Made it more of an oval shape rather than completely round. I think we're getting somewhere. It's now Wednesday again, and I went to the library. So I actually went and signed up again. I did have a library card, but it was at least 10 years old. So I went and asked the lady behind the desk if I was still on the system, and she said no. So I actually signed myself and the bear up, because there's like slightly different rules for an adult one versus a children's one. She said something about the children's overdue fee being less. I think it's a penny a day, whereas if you're an adult and you go overdue, it's 25 pence a day. I do not intend on making these overdue. I have these for 3 weeks. I don't think I'm going to have them for that long, to be honest, but I did get a little selection. She said that I think she said I could have 12, because she said you can take 24. It was a bit confusing how she said it, because she said you can take 24 with each of these passes, but I think what she meant was maybe 12 for each pass, because I remember Emma saying in her video that she could take 12. I only took 6 because I also had the pram and everything with me, and I didn't want to bog down the bottom of my pram with heavy books. And I thought I'd show you what I got. I got massively distracted by animal books yet again. What is wrong with me? I went with a purpose, I went with a goal, and instead came back with woodland animal books. One of them as well, I don't know if I've actually got it, but I thought I'd grab it anyway just in case, because I know I think I've got Little Bear's Spring or Little Bear's Summer. It's one of these ones, but this is Little Goose's Autumn. Let me see if I've got it. I've flipping got it, haven't I? How amazing are these? They're so inspiring to me. I absolutely love a goose. Yeah, they're a really, really stunning set of books. So see if I can get Little Bear out. This one is Little Bear Spring. I think there's 4 of them, so literally one for every season. I'll have to double check that, but they really are stunning in every way. So I knew I had this one, but I couldn't remember if I also picked this one up, because I did buy a fair few children's books last year when my son was still really tiny, and because at the minute he's still on like board back books. We don't actually get these ones out very much, because obviously they rip a lot easier, and I would be devastated if he ripped any of my children's books. I'm like, right, we'll wait until you're a bit softer handed with your books. I wasn't too bad. I think I got half and half. So another lovely book that I got, and I thought this story might actually make me cry a little bit, but this one's called Goodbye Bear. But again, I love the animals in this. I think they are adorable. Look at the little mole. I love moles' shovel hands, but again, I think this one will be really inspiring for my animal movement studies. I particularly loved this page of the geese coming into the water. So yeah, that was really inspiring. Let's do the one last woodland one, and then we will move on to the people. This one, How Could I Not, Under the Stars. I might actually purchase a copy of this one, because the fox illustrations are just next level wonderful, and this page in particular was absolutely stunning. It's got bears in it. Look at the fox family. And then the people books, to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't explore the section of children's books as much as I would have liked to, because when I arrived there was actually some sort of party or music and movement group on for some of the disabled community in my area. There was loads of people there, all having a great time with loads of loud music on, drinks, snacks. It was really lovely. Little Bear was clapping away, but it was quite busy, so I didn't want to get him out and like start, you know, looking through books and things. So I tried to be as quick as I could, and I knew that I needed to go to the desk and re-register myself at the library. So I'm hoping when I go back to drop these ones off, I can have a little bit more of a route and see what they've got in the baskets. But I got these 3. I think they're all quite different. So the first one I got is The Wonderful World Was Waiting. So these little illustrations, they're not really my style at all, but I loved the whimsical angles of all of these little sets. But what I am noticing with picture books is that the people are quite simple. I think I have been massively overthinking it. I've been overthinking my features when really sometimes the thing with children's picture books is just simplifying it right down. So this page here has got some really interesting examples of different hair, different angles of faces. So yeah, that's one that I thought was going to be quite handy. And then I'll save my favourite till last actually. This one is called Uni the Unicorn. So this one's actually got animals, well, unicorns, animals. What do you believe in? This feels like quite a well-loved book. I can just tell by the way it's opening up that it's been taken out a few times, but the colours in this one are really, really stunning. This is a magnificent 2-page spread. It's a visually stunning book. It's I need to read the stories as well, and I just love how the 2 characters are put together though, which is something I would really like to explore in my own work. So putting humans with animals, which is something that I've never ever done. So again, something I need to focus on with my own portfolio building. It is a wonderful book. I might have to add this one to my own personal wish list. It's going to break my heart having to give these back. But yes, the last one that I got is the Tiny Wing Fairies. Now I liked this illustration style because it is very, very, very simple. I like that it's very rough as well, and it's kind of scratchy. And although they're simple, there's depth and definition to these characters. So yeah, I really love just how simple the bodies are. I'd like to explore body shapes with my work as well, and we're heading in the right direction in terms of having that representation there for children to see when they're growing up. And you know, movies like Encanto, for example, where there's so many different skin colours and hair types and all that kind of stuff within the movie, that children can now look at that and see themselves represented. I feel like when I was growing up it was very, very limited. There is a book in Emma's video all about that she's recommended about writing picture books as well, so that's also something on my wish list that I'm going to grab eventually to help me with. I think the direction I would like to go in is writing my books as well. So just a couple of updates. My keychain is coming today. Oh my goodness. So the keychain, with it being Easter weekend, it really delayed the process for actually the manufacturing. And whilst I don't actually need the sample to press the launch button, I just want my own peace of mind, because obviously I've had the Fox one now for a couple of weeks, and I just thought I'll get one more sample just to make sure that I'm on the right track with setting up the artwork files and just making sure that they hang the way I want them to, that the charms look nice together. I just thought I would experiment as much as I can, then press the launch button. And the charms, I thought they were going to arrive yesterday because they got dispatched on Monday. It's now Wednesday, and when they get dispatched, this manufacturer, they always show up the next day. But for some reason they upgraded my post to tracked, which meant it didn't come yesterday, but I have a tracking number saying it's coming today. It's never normally tracked, but it is this time. I'm not sure why. I'm also feeling much better. I don't feel sort of rotten anymore. It's definitely still a bit congested up in the old sinuses, but I don't feel you know, like, you know when you have that ache in the back of your head and it's all down your neck and then your glands as well. It's just I wasn't feeling it, but now I don't feel ill. I just feel a little bit congested still, but I'm doing better. Heard something go through the door. Yes! we have the sample. I've been looking at the clock all day thinking, is it actually going to turn up? Because I'm being really stubborn and I don't want to have to push the Kickstarter back another day. Because I wanted to actually launch this 3 days ago. But then the weekend came as well, and that's why I had to wait a bit longer to press the launch button. And I just wanted to just double check the sample before I press the launch button. This Kickstarter's been ready for a couple of weeks now. This is what they look like at the minute. They've not been peeled. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. I'm gonna try and peel the back so that it comes to life for you a little bit more. So if we focus that and then peel the backing off, look at this one. Oh wow, it's so cute. Oh, look at that, it's so pretty. And there is the logo tag. So here we go, we've got the little mouse, he's got his flower, he's also got his additional flower charm here, and then the little logo tag, rose gold, heart-shaped clasp. Do you want to see them both together? I'm so excited, we are ready to go tonight. So, upon closer inspection, I've just been sat with these, and I'm really happy with how they look, like from a distance, but I'm quite brutal when it comes to products from my shop. If it's not high quality, I don't send it out. So as you can see, the logo tag, it was the exact same artwork file, but these, like, one of them is bigger than the other. And on the backs of these, they've got like a coating to protect the artwork, and it's what the artwork adheres to. It has a white background on it to make the artwork pop as well, because if it was just artwork on clear, it might not show through very well. So they put the white on the back to give it a nice solid background to work against. And on the fox ones, it's very, very resistant, it's not going to scratch off. And then on the mouse one, it feels soft and a little bit tacky. So what I did, because they were sent 2 of them, I sat there and I thought, I'm going to see if this scratches off. Because it's a keychain, it's going to be, you know, clunking and clanking against your keys, and it's going to go in your bag, and it's going to be rattling around all over the place. If these aren't going to withstand long-term usage, I've just had a bit of a grump to myself. I gave my manufacturer a call, and what they want to do is see photos. So that means I am not going to launch my Kickstarter today. I'm going to have to delay it even more, which is really annoying because I've worked really hard on it, and it's just been like I've been pushing it back and pushing it back because of delays with getting this thing. But this is why I got a sample, because I just wanted to check. Something was telling me, don't press the launch button until you've had the sample, and I'm so glad that I held off. Something was just telling me, make sure you check it. Yeah, I'm really not happy with it at all, and I would rather be honest, and I'd rather delay things than rush it and launch it too soon and not have things chef's kiss perfect. It's very frustrating because I've spent a long time prepping this Kickstarter, and I was really excited to get it going today after like days and days. Like, it was bank holiday as well, so I was I'll just wait till the end of the month. But yeah, as I say, I would rather get them perfect for you than rush them. Hopefully the next vlog will be a little bit more, I mean, not that the vlog's been rubbish. I've had a great time with this video over the last couple of weeks, exploring, looking into drawing humans, and hopefully in the next vlog we can continue with that and see where we're at. Please let me know in the comments as well where you're at with your own drawing journey and what it is that you're working on at the moment. If you were planning on pledging to the Kickstarter, I'm really sorry, but hopefully within the next couple of weeks, because I need to email my manufacturer now, send them some photos of exactly what I'm talking about, because obviously I rang them just to see, you know, if they could, you know, explain anything to me over the phone, and they said no, that they need to see photos. I love the sound that these make. Jingle, jingle, jingle. As I say, I don't want it to be a half-assed attempt. I want it to be good for you guys. Until next time.